Hi guys, I'm Kelly Creighton, novelist, crime writer and short story writer, and today I'm going to talk about book launches, about launching your book. I have some little tips and some things that I've learned from experience. My sixth book is about to be released soon. I've had some launches that I had to have online because of coronavirus, but I've also had physical launches, and that's what I'm going to focus on today because I hope that's the way we're all headed again. So I love going to book launches, but I don't always love my own book launches. I find that I would get quite nervous, like a lot of people do. You know, you're excited to bring your book out into the world, but there's a lot of planning that goes with that as well. So really, I would give people maybe 6 weeks notice, a little save the date, say on social media, maybe that's when you're going to have your book launch, because it can get quite competitive with a lot of things happening around the same times, especially spring and autumn are very popular in the times in the book world to release a book. So I would give out your proper details, your invite, and ask for an RSVP to an email address so that you know how many books are needed by yourself or the publisher. Whatever way that's going to work out. If your publisher is local, if they can come to the launch, then that's great. And really think about the people that would be interested and invite people that you think might not necessarily be bookish. They might love to come to your launch and celebrate with you. So where could it be? If you're going to have it in a bookshop, that is great because they can help promote, but they will also take a cut off the profits that you make. So it's just weighing that up. Libraries could be free. You might want to have your launch somewhere that is really it's important for the theme of the book. For instance, it could be underwater and it could be set in an aquarium, something like that. So you could ask and figure out how you might make that work. That might be a nice idea. So make sure that you bring wine and glasses, or they can maybe be provided for you. So factor that in. And once you have your RSVPs, yes, you know how many books to bring, and turn off your notifications on social media that day, because you'll get so many people wishing you well, but sorry, this is cropped up, the child isn't well, my car is not working, whatever it is, and all these reasons why people can't now come to your launch, which is really disheartening and starts to make you feel like I'm going to walk in and no one's going to be there. So just ignore those notifications and try not to dwell on the people that can't show up or that don't show up, and be grateful for the people that do come to your launch. Also, I set out those glasses, set out the wine, but I wouldn't have any wine myself until after the launch, because you might get a dry mouth. But if you've been doing readings, you'll know what works for you and what doesn't. Have someone introduce you, maybe someone who you really admire, someone who is a bit of a champion for your work, who maybe writes in the same genre as you, which would be really cool. And have a reading. So read from your work and really whet the appetites of the crowd who have gathered to listen to you. Read from this book or talk about the book. And sometimes I find that a panel or a Q&A is nice. It's far more relaxed than the focus all being on this one reading. Some people like reading their work and some people don't, and I don't say that everyone has to be good at that and like it. And so you could have a panel, you could have other people who write in your genre and let them bring their books. And if you don't want to make it all about you and your book, then that's another alternative that you could do. And also you could, if the book has a theme, you can buy little things that kind of, and put them about the tables. Think about how you're going to have it, how you're going to set your tables out, if that's an option for your venue. But if there's something that is relevant, if you can tie it in, and if you can't, that's okay too. I often see when I go to launches by women writers, they've done a lot of baking that day, and I just think, why would you see a man baking for his launch? Maybe you would, and if you would, then lovely, but I personally haven't seen that, and I will never bake buns for one of my book launches. Just putting that out now, and I don't think it should be expected either. So make sure whoever is hosting you, or you say it yourself, that there are books over there at that table and that the author is going to sign them and is happy to write a dedication and really remind people that they're there to buy your book. And we're trying to get the book of readership, and this is when your book is being birthed, so to speak. So try to make those sales in that way. Sometimes there can be a launch where there's a lovely introduction someone reads and people kind of, they leave and there's been no one really directing them to sales. So make sure that happens. And if someone forgets to say it, don't be worried about standing up yourself and saying, by the way, I'm happy to sign books, and remind people. It is a celebration, so be proud, relax. Once you're there, hopefully you'll really enjoy the day, and celebrate that this is the time your book has got out there into the world. And now is the time when I would pour myself a glass of wine, mill about, chat to people, maybe go on somewhere else for dinner or carry on the celebration. And I hope that has been helpful if you're launching a book. And if it has been, let me know. Thanks, and I'll see you next week with a new video. Bye.